Let's be real. Entrepreneurship is not about strategy. It's not about sales. It's not about marketing. It's not about having a team of people that are working for you in your sleep. Because in the beginning, when you get started, you don't have any of those things. Entrepreneurship and the people that actually become successful, the true thing that they have to master and overcome is the silent voice that's in their head and the silent battles that you go through on a day-to-day basis when nobody else is watching. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down to you 5 battles that every entrepreneur is going to go through and what you have to do in order for you to not only win this battle, but to win the war at the end of the day, because you're going to lose some battles. It's a battle every single day being an entrepreneur. I know for me, being an entrepreneur for almost over a decade now, every single day, every single minute, every single hour feels like I'm working towards my business, because the things that I'm doing is going to impact my business in some type of way. Because me being the brand, me being the business, if I'm not moving forward or elevating in some type of way, then I'm going backwards, or I'm going or doing something that's not, positively adding to what it is that I desire. So the silent battles that I've went through on a day-to-day basis, I wish that I had somebody there to let me know, hey man, this is a part of the game. This is a part of you becoming who you desire to be. And the moment that you ask to become whatever it is that you desire to be, it already happens for you and it's already done. But you have to be able to prepare and mold yourself into the person that is going to be required to sustain or, scale the place that you're trying to get through. Because God's not just going to give you something and take it away from you if it's something that you truly desire. He's going to prepare you to be able to not only just, build it to the heights that you want to reach, but also be able to sustain it and keep it for a long time. So we're in entrepreneurship for longevity. First battle that I feel like every entrepreneur goes through, especially in the year of 2025, is the comparison trap. Now, all the comparison trap is like, it's inevitable that if you want to have a successful business, you don't have to use social media, but using social media in order to, grab attention is the easiest way in order for you to monetize the attention as quick as possible. So if you have a brand out there, you're trying to start a business, and you don't have any type of social media presence, you might have had a lot of success back in the early 2000s or the 1900s when everything was word of mouth marketing. But nowadays, and word of mouth marketing is still the most powerful form of marketing, in my opinion. But nowadays, you have the ability to get in front of 300 people with one video versus having to go out here and try to, push something, in front of 300 people, like in person. That would be a lot more tough. So as an entrepreneur, yes, we have to use social media, I feel like, in order for us to grow our business at the rate that we want it to, because it's easier to make a lot more money faster than it is to make it slower. However, spending so much time on social media, in order to be able to get good at it, you have to study the people that are on it. But when you are studying the people that are on it, that are successful, the mentors that are actually out there that has the success that you're looking for, it's easy to feel like you are behind, or to feel like you have something more to do, or you're not in the right position for where it is that you are trying to get to. But the battle that you have to overcome and have to face is to realize that your timeline is the only timeline that matters. Regardless of what it is that you see on the external, the internal, our spirit does not understand anything externally. So as we are spending time on the external apps, if you are trying to seek validation from the external apps, then you will neglect the real point of evolving, which is being able to internally become the person that you're meant to be in order to sustain the things that you're looking for. So like the comparison trap, like we get on social media and we of course we see the gurus, we see the millionaires, but they all started without any of those things. And they didn't have the ability to compare themselves to others. All they saw was themselves. They saw their journey, they saw their path, they focused on that path. So we have to overcome the comparison trap and trying to feel like, hey man, because I'm not doing enough based off of what this person's vision or what this person's purpose is, then I'm not doing enough for myself. That voice we have to eliminate. It's not going to be easy, but we have to eliminate it. The next thing is going to be, doubt. I know for sure every single day, man, like I always, and it's not, I don't want to say it's as much as it is now versus, a few years ago, but questioning whether or not you have what it takes in order for you to be able to make this thing work. That doubt within itself, like questioning self to like really, because everybody around you is probably not on the same vision that you have. Being an entrepreneur, the one thing or the cool thing about being an entrepreneur is you have a unique vision that nobody else can see. But because nobody else can see it, nobody else can be able to help you get to that particular point except for you. You have to be able to align yourself with that vision. But in aligning yourself with that vision, because it does take a while or it takes a little bit of time, there's going to come a point in time where you're going to question yourself, question whether you're doing enough, whether you're doing the things in the right way, if you're even doing the right things, because especially if you don't have any type of guidance, you don't really know. It's kind of like you are going through a test of life and the teacher is never really saying anything to you because the teacher is God. But you have to have a relationship with God and build a relationship with God and talk to God on a day-to-day basis in order for him to be able to lead and guide you. But it's still a lot of silence in that time because, like I said, because you're on this path by yourself, a lot of the times you're going to question, am I doing the things that are necessary? And the truth is, you just have to, even in that doubt, it's no way for you to be able to over or just completely forget doubt because you're going to have some good days, you're going to have bad days. And the bad days, if you don't get to the point where you are wanting to quit, I don't think that you're going hard enough. So if you get to the point that you want to quit and it's like, man, am I even built or cut for this? Those are the moments right there that you are being prepared or being molded into the strongest version of you. And the way that you overcome doubt is to continue to show up and silence that voice, to allow for that to be the fuel and the motivation to be able to keep you inside of the game, to keep going. Because if you're questioning yourself and you doubt yourself, then hey man, like business in general will just never work for you. In order to be able to overcome that, you got to be able to silence that doubt. It's okay to have it. You're going to have it. You're human. You got to be able to silence it and understand that this is what's going to keep you inside of the game. The next one is loneliness. Now, as I stated earlier, you having a unique vision is what is going to make you lonely within itself because nobody around you is going to understand. A mentor that I had when I first got into business or pursuing entrepreneurship back in, I believe it was maybe 2018, 2019. One thing that he said to me has always stuck with me. At the time, I really didn't understand it because it's like, I just felt like when I got introduced to entrepreneurship back in 2016, 2017, I just felt like, wow, man, why is everybody not doing this? Like, why don't we all just come together, work towards something and be able to make it? Like we can be able to do. And I was talking about, friends and family and the people that were around me. I'm trying to bring everybody together. And I'm like, hey man, like this is easy. Like this part of life. Why do we want to go and do this aspect of life? Like this one seems a lot more easy. But I had to realize, like at the time being so young, I didn't realize everybody has a different calling. Your calling in the beginning is going to make you unique. It's going to put you in a position where you're going to be lonely because nobody else is going to get it. Nobody's going to get the sacrifices that you're making when it's like, hey man, like everybody else is out having fun, but you have to sit inside and work towards your business because if you don't do it, nobody else will do it. Nobody else is going to understand the part in business where it's like, hey man, you can be working 24 hours a day, almost 100 hours a week on your business and still not see any type of profit from the business in the beginning. Like nobody's going to get it. Like they're always going to question, why don't you just go and get a job? Why don't you just go and do this? For me, I know specifically, like I allowed that voice to get in my head and I tried, I pursued. One thing about me, I'm going to try. I'm going to always put my best foot forward and I'm going to go and I'm going to try things. Like I don't have a problem or I'm not scared to fail. So it doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to always try and put my best foot forward. But I had to realize that your vision, my vision is not for everyone. Like you can't take the advice from people that are not in the positions that you want to be and expect to get to the place that you want to go. Like you have to be able to align yourself with the vision that nobody else can see. The mailman doesn't bring your neighbor's mail to your mailbox. You only get your mail. And if you get your mail, it's not like you open it, you go and you give it or return it to the sender. So it's the same thing with your vision. God only dropped that vision off at your house. He only gave you the code to being able to overcome the vision that he gave you, that he put inside your mind for you. And you will eventually meet more people that are similar to you and attract, people that are in the same positions that you are in or trying to get to. But reality is nobody's ever going to be able to have the vision that you have. So the loneliness aspect of it, you have to eliminate the silence of feeling like you're alone and continue to stay guided to get yourself in front of more people that are more like you. Because yes, it's going to require separation, especially in the beginning. If it was meant for, you and all of your friends to go and do this thing, like it will work. But one thing that I've always heard, like family and friends is bad for business. And whatever reason that may be, whether that's a myth or not, your vision is only going to be your vision and somebody else is going to have another vision. And that's not a problem. Like we all are different. We're all unique. And because you have a different uniqueness, that's what's going to elevate you and take you to the place that you want to get to. So the next silent battle that you have to overcome is imposter syndrome. This is knowing that you have what it takes, but feeling like you're not good enough. And that's the crazy aspect about it. Like, despite all of the wins and the things that you have done and the things that you've compounded upon, you know that you have what it takes, but it's still like, nah, there's something that's not good enough. And I had to realize that ugly action will always be overcomplicated or perfection that has no action at all. So if it's ugly in the beginning, it's going to beat the progression of trying to just remain perfect, because perfect doesn't exist. You're going to have to make mistakes. And a lot of the times you are the person that is keeping you from becoming more. I know for me specifically, I always overthink, especially making content, because I'm new to this. I've always known that I had the ability to speak and I have the ability to lead and guide people and, build teams and all of this good stuff. And I've had a lot of success. Like, I've seen myself do the things. It's different if I just believed it, but actually walking through and having the expertise, going through and having the different losses and turning those losses to lessons and making them wins, despite all of those things, I still on a day-to-day basis have imposter syndrome, because it's like, hey man, this can be better, or there's something more that we can do in order to be able to make it look like this. And my biggest problem has always been, it's hard for me to get started because I see the finish line in my head. For whatever it is, like if we have a project or am I working on a project, I'm able to gather things and figure out how to make sure that they can be able to work so that we can be able to get to the finish line. But I overthink or overcomplicate the beginning because I'm so focused on the perfection of what it will actually look like. And I realize that this is a form of imposter syndrome. Like having to be able to get over or overcome the own self-doubt within self, or, hey man, I don't really, have everything that it takes, or this can be a little bit better, or I need this in order for me to get this. Like, no, you have to overcome that voice and just show up as you are. Be your most authentic self. Show up with the flaws, because like at the end of the day, the flaws that you probably think that you have, nobody else is going to even know. And that's the harsh reality of it. Even if you are putting yourself out there in front of people, nobody knows the battles that we go through on a day-to-day basis. That's the point of the video. But as long as you show up with confidence, even if you're scared, even if you're unprepared, even if you feel like you're not doing it ready, the fact that you are taking some type of action is going to make you better. So the last one is, and I feel like this is really two, but it's one within self. Like the overall battle is fear, but the different battles is the fear of success and the fear of failure. And I used to question, like, how can you fear succeeding? Like, I understand the fear of failure, but how can you fear succeeding? And it came from me just just reflecting a lot. I would feel anxious about winning or doing something right, but not feeling like I'm ready for what it's going to bring. So I would not take the action at all till I realized that, hey man, this is a fear of success. Like you fear becoming the person that is on the inside of you, or like you fear the vision that you can see actually coming true. Like the person that you see yourself as, you fear the world being able to see this same person, knowing that this is going to be not just better for yourself, but if you were sent here to lead an impact, it's going to be better for a big community of people. So in the same way that I fear success, I had to realize that it's a form of selfishness. For one, all fear is the lack of awareness of what's on the other side. That's how I would describe fear. It's the lack of awareness of something that has been unseen. And I think that's the book definition, somewhere along those lines. However, what's out in the future, we don't have any control over. So even the fear of success has kept a lot of us small for too long. And the fear of success, knowing that, hey man, if I start doing this and this starts working, it's going to make the people around me uncomfortable. That within itself is also a fear of success, because you are hiding who you are meant to be because you want to stay small in front of people that are not meant to grow with you. So overcoming the fear of success is the starting point, but you also have to overcome the fear of failure.